I had it and I changed the back. It just doesn't blend with everything else. Yeah.
See, wouldn't that be something? Having a car where you could set up all the interior lights to your liking.
Yeah.
You know?
That kills me that we forgot to zero that out before we left. Oh well. Maybe on his camera we saw when we left the garage we might have seen how many miles were on it. So we could do the math. Yeah, when we get back we could do the math and figure it out. You know, when you guys want to do your videos.
Yep.
I believe, I could be wrong. I think when I reset it, I think we were at 5.4. So if that helps.
I'm not used to going on EV mode this long.
Oh, forget it. Listen, I've had this car since Thursday, and I mean, the novelty of this still hasn't worn out. I could charge this, and as soon as I see that light go out, I can get in it and just drive it around just to be driving an EV. It's really an experience.
It's like that same
I don't know what
feeling-
Car and Driver was talking about that they never plugged in,
Yeah.
but to me it's not a novel. I mean, it's really unique.
It's like that same feeling the first time you went into a Prius compared to a conventional car, and you just wanted to get in and drive.
Yeah.
And now for the Prius enthusiasts, they just want to get that same feeling again, even though they probably never would have expected to have it.
Yep.
Yeah. That's great.
FM.
Yeah, there's no satellite. They never activated the satellite, which was aggravating on my trip to Lancaster.
That's one of the things I really like. One of my pet peeves is I have incredibly bad satellite reception, and it's not even, you know. I understand. Okay, don't go in like tall buildings. Don't go whatever. But I was driving to North Carolina. I was driving to Boston, just like wide open spaces, and it just cuts out.
Yeah.
Left and right, and it just drives me nuts. You know. I
Right,
heard
so now we're going to be getting on the highway now, so.
All right.
Oh, it's bumpy. This is New York.
And stay EV.
Oh yeah, it'll do it up to 64, but the speed limit on this road's 50, so I'm gonna set the cruise right at 54. All right. Well.
Yeah. We
So
accelerated.
this is with the cruise control set right at 64. And we see we're at 7.8 miles. Now we're on an incline, a little hill right now.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Now if that bar hits the power, it's gonna kick the engine on, but I don't think it will. I think we'll make it. Yeah, we'll make it.
Yeah, even cruise control.
Yeah, this is with the cruise on right now.
Does it have that radar assist?
No, this has no radar, no lane keep, nothing like that. Just regular cruise.
And it was uphill too.
That was uphill.
Yeah.
We were at 7.8 though, and now you see we're down to 6.2, and that definitely wasn't a mile.
Right. And now speed limit is 45.
I'm gonna slow down a little bit.
We don't want the first PHV Prius
Yeah, I'll
to get
just do
ticket.
it. Yeah, right.
Then again, maybe
Especially
you do.
with the
You never
California
know.
plates and everything. I don't need that.
They think we stole the car. Yeah, the ride is pretty smooth. Like the road is very bumpy, but you know it's sweet.
No, even in the back, you know, it's very, it's just like the Gen 3, you know, smooth, quiet.
After driving on Tanabe suspension, this is a good ride. And we have driven with 4.4 miles in.
Well, plus whatever I forgot
Plus-
to reset it. Yeah,
right.
remember?
Yeah. You know, it really feel like we have gone very far.
Yeah.
Like we could go to a lot of places with this range.
Oh, definitely. I mean, 14 miles for me though would I would say that's kind of like the cutoff right there. That's as low as it should be. a 9-mile range, 10-mile range, that's kind of pushing it low. But 14 for us in the city is fairly good, decent. I just wish other places had places to charge, like out on the West Coast.
That's not even that bad for suburban areas. I mean, I'm just thinking of the place like in the Catskills, like my folks' house. They have their own garage. They could charge up, and the towns that they're in, they're in like a nice quiet area. So the next neighbor's like half a mile down, maybe more.
Okay.
But everything they need to do, like gas station, supermarket, movie theater, this, that, restaurant, it's well within a 14-mile range.
Oh yeah.
So I could even see, not just people in the city, but people out in, like a town or something that, as long as they, I'm more sure or more certain that people in a town have their own garage space, so they can definitely have a place to plug in. Even if they don't have charging stations in town, it would still benefit greatly from something like this. And, of course, people in smaller towns, I guess, would be more prone to taking that 500-mile trip somewhere.
Right. Right.
So again, it's something.
And
now, if you looked at it, I don't want to cut anyone off. When we started to exit the highway, we were at 4.5 miles on the range.
Yeah.
Just from coasting off the ramp, and then regenning and then making the turn, we're still at 4.9. So we actually regened almost half a mile just coming off the highway.
Wow.
And that's with the lithium ion.
That's with the lithium ion in the pack. Yeah. I'm going to be pushing it. We might actually be able to drive and make it off the highway again before we kick out of EV mode. Because I only think it's about 3 miles back.
Right.
So there's a good chance we might actually get off the highway again onto local streets without kicking out.
And when you regen, it tells you when...
That little bar,
limit.
see right now, the bar will go down to the left when you start to regen.
And when it hit the max, all the way to the left, the brake pad will kick in.
Then you start using your friction brakes, yeah. You just waste it away.
So does it feel like it regen more than the standard Prius?
You don't get to see numbers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to see any mileage increase in a number. So it's hard to say.
Like,
It feels like it because you see numbers, increasing like that for an EV range.
Right.
So, to be certain, I really don't know.
all right, and we merge back to the highway.
Yeah. Now you see, just accelerating on, we used up a good amount. Just getting up. Once you're at speed, it maintains it pretty good. But getting up to speed, you do
Right.
need some range.
And imagine accelerating very hard with that. The gas engine will come in to assist,
Right.
which is a good
But you
thing.
see, now this whole trip, there's not one instance where I needed enough power to have to floor it to kick the engine on.
Right.
I was able to stay EV this whole time, and I was keeping up with traffic decent.
Yeah,
I mean, nobody was
yeah,
behind me
right.
blowing horns or nothing.
Right.
See, now I think once we hit 1.5, that's when you'll see the bar is going to max out into the power area, because that's when it's prepping the engine through its warm-up cycle for the transition over to HV mode.
Right.
That will definitely hit on this trip. While we're still on the highway, you'll see it happen.
It's at 2.4 miles left on the
Yeah.
battery.
Yeah, so when that hits 1.5, you'll see the instant MPG gauge to the right of the speedometer. You'll see that'll drop down.
Oh, this guy's gonna give trouble.
Okay.
And that EV icon all the way to the left will disappear?
No, that only disappears once your range is at 0.0. It'll stay 0.0 for like a little bit, and then that kicks out. Once
Oh.
that light goes, see, we hit
Yeah.
1.6 and the engine
1.6.
came on. So it actually did it before 1.5.
That's incredible.
Now
I did
this
not
is-
hear the engine.
Yeah,
go
I didn't
on.
feel
You
it.
Feel it.
I didn't hear it.
That's insane.
If you didn't point it out, I wouldn't know.
Nah.
It's finely tuned in the Gen 3 also, but you can't
This-
notice.
For doing 51 miles an hour and
That
have
is insane. And it's like you don't even hear it either.
Yeah.
Well, I guess also road noise and whatnot, but even still, the Gen 3, you'd be able to hear the engine roaring at this point.
Right.
That's, wow. That's nice. That's smooth.
Even from the front, I didn't hear it. maybe because you pointed out and I was looking